Chapter 533 to 534. The situation of Tianhai City. The next morning, all the people from the outer city received a notice requiring them to arrive at the Tianchong Conference Center in the center of Blizzard City before 9:30 in the morning. According to the previous notice, the official start time of the rally was 10 o'clock, and it was reasonable to ask them to arrive half an hour earlier. After Zhang Yi got up, his eyes were a little blurry. In fact, he didn't sleep well the whole night yesterday. After all, it was difficult to sleep in a strange city and a strange room. Not to mention the battle last night, which made him have countless thoughts in his mind, so he barely fell asleep in the second half of the night. After getting up in the morning, a group of waiters wearing the same uniforms came to the apartment with a dining cart. They delivered food to them room by room. I don't know if it was an appointment, but the leaders of the other three forces and Zhang Yi's team members came to his room to eat together. Zhang Yi's room was not very big, and there was no place to sit when there were too many people. So everyone sat on the floor or on the bed, eating and discussing today's rally. For the topic, it was just a commonplace, and it was just mentioned again at this time. Zhang Yi dealt with them casually for a few words, but he also emphasized the precautions for coming here. Listen, this is Blizzard City. Although we are the king in Tianhai City, compared with the regional headquarters, our strength is still too small. Not to mention that now, the alien forces of the 12 cities in the outer city are gathered here, and one careless shot will cause an accident. Therefore, I don't want any of you to have a conflict with others. At this point, Zhang Yi emphasized again. If there is really something, bear it for the time being. We will slowly solve it after leaving Blizzard City. Otherwise, in the city, even if someone points at your nose and scolds you, you are not allowed to fight with them. Xiao Honglian frowned slightly when she heard this. She naturally knew that this was very difficult. After all, when there are many people, conflicts are likely to break out. Especially with the current situation in Tianhai City, it is easier to be treated as a soft persimmon. But she still nodded. Zhang Yi, now that we have decided to take you as the leader, we will definitely listen to you. Xing Tian smiled. Me too. Only Chen Jingguan frowned deeply, with a look of deep worry on his face. Zhang Yi saw that something was wrong with him, so he asked lightly, "Why, Chen Jingguan, do you have any different opinions?" Chen Jingguan was surprised and hurriedly smiled. "How is that possible? I think what you said makes a lot of sense. It's just that I'm afraid that even if we want to be safe and secure when we come to Blizzard City this time, it may not be peaceful." Everyone couldn't help but look sideways when they heard this. Chen Jingguan's identity is quite special. He himself is a high-level person from the Jiangnan region. Although it is difficult to have a family that has gone through many generations based on the time when China was founded. But his parents were quite powerful and influential in Jiangnan at the time. Even now, he has many relatives and friends in Blizzard City. Even if he can't rely on them, he can still get some information that ordinary people don't know. Zhang Yi said, "Chen Jingguan, unless you enter Blizzard City, as long as you stay in Tianhai City, we will still be a community of interests. We should share any news." Chen Jingguan shook his head. "I have no interest in Blizzard City. I understand that it is better to be the head of a chicken than the tail of an ox." He slowly said to everyone, "After I came to Blizzard City yesterday, I heard some news that is not very beneficial to us. The problem of the zombie tide in Tianhai City has actually spread throughout the Jiangnan region. In particular, several surrounding cities have been affected by the spread of zombies. Now, almost everyone knows that Tianhai City has experienced the turmoil of the zombie tide, and all major forces have been almost destroyed. There is no powerful force. But Tianhai City has always been rich, with a large population and abundant resources. When we were strong in the past, they didn't dare to provoke us. But now it's like a fat sheep, and there are always people who want to take a bite." Xiao Honglian and Xing Tian were immediately angry. "They dare." Zhou Kuer and others also looked worried. After a few days of peace, is war going to break out again? Only Zhang Yi looked calm, as if he was not surprised at all. "I thought it was a big deal. So it's just this." Zhang Yi's tone was indifferent. Chen Jingguan looked at him in astonishment. "Zhang, how can you not care at all? The strong prey on the weak, which is the rule in the end times. What's so strange about this? Zhang Yi asked with a smile. But before Qin Jingguan could refute, Zhang Yi said, if anyone dares to come, why don't we just kill them? This is not a big deal. This is how we solved it in the past among several forces. What is coming cannot be avoided. Today's Tianhai city is indeed too weak in the eyes of the outside world. In addition, with a large amount of resources, it will inevitably make the surrounding cities excited. After that battle, Zhang Yi guessed that there would be such a day in the future, so there is nothing to be surprised about. Zhang Yi's attitude was too calm, and in the eyes of everyone, he had a kind of confidence in planning and strategizing. So everyone felt at ease and thought that following Zhang Yi was the right person. But in fact, Zhang Yi's thoughts were very simple. Whoever invaded Tianhai city, he would fight back. But even if he encountered a force that was strong enough and difficult for him to deal with, he would only protect his own territory. As for the other three forces, what should we do? If you don't have strong strength, don't occupy too many resources. Greed is fine, but greed without strength will only lead to your own destruction. The little friendship between Zhang Yi and them was not enough for him to fight for the three forces. After breakfast, everyone looked at the time and saw that it was already past 8:30, so they set out for the venue together. After leaving the apartment, you can see alien organizations in other cities rushing to the venue on the road. Forces of all sizes are based on cities. Although in the past they may have been in a competitive relationship with each other. But at this time, they all tacitly chose to stick together to show their strong strength and avoid being looked down upon by organizations in other cities. In a world where the strong prey on the weak, if you are marked as a weakling, you will definitely be purged. Among the 12 cities, the team of Tianhai City seemed relatively deserted. Because they have the least number of people, unlike other cities which often have hundreds or even hundreds of people in large teams. It's not that Xiao Honglian and others don't want to bring more people, it's just that the team is almost wiped out. Among these soldiers, there are still some non-aliens. Looking at the majestic teams of other cities, Xing Tian felt a little guilty and thought to himself, I hope nothing will happen. This chapter ends here. But let me tell you, fierce battle is about to begin. If you are eager to know more, then subscribe quickly, if not already, and comment to cheer me up. Thanks, my dear viewers.